watching? Tell me who's watching? Who's watching me?
Hey guys, Freak here. I want to talk a little bit about people, and more specifically, people with differences in opinions. Now, granted, we live in a free country with freedom of speech, free enterprise. Basically, we have a lot of freedoms that not every other country in the world has. And freedom of speech is something that we hold very dear. And I am no different, as I'm sure you are not. Everybody has a right to their opinion, and everybody has a right to voice their opinion. However, I'm not saying anything against the right, but what I want to talk about is where that opinion can divide people, and where that same opinion should not divide people. Case in point, Election Day. The dreaded Election Day. Both the best and the worst day of any year in our country. The best day because we all get to voice our opinion, and the worst day because at the same time our opinion, well, in my personal opinion, doesn't truly count. Because as we all know, when we vote for president, the Electoral College basically has the final say. Me personally, I believe the Electoral College needs to be gotten rid of, and presidents should be elected on strictly the popular vote. Because after all, isn't that what a vote means? The popular vote. Every person's vote should count. But whereas the Electoral College, and granted, I'm no politician and I don't know much about it, I will be first to admit that up front, that I do not know exactly what I'm talking about. But what I do know is that the Electoral College, each state has a set amount of Electoral College votes. And to be honest, I really don't know what the point of it is. But I do know that it has the power to sway the election. Now, that's not my point tonight. My point today is people and their differences in opinions. Let's say we'll call it two guys, just to save time. Two guys, they've been friends for a couple of years, they hang out, they have parties, they go out to eat once in a while, hang out, whatever, guy stuff. They're friends, they're buds. One of them has, in the past, voted Republican. The other one in the past has voted Democrat. Up until now, the subject of politics has not come up, hasn't really come up, hardcore. They've talked about a few issues here and there, and, what do you think, hypothetical type stuff. But it's an election year. And so far, they've kept it pretty well to themselves. But Election Day dawns. Hey, who are you voting for? I'm voting for this guy. Democrat. Oh, well, I am voting this guy. Republican. Here is where things go south. The difference in opinions, difference in voting opinions, will divide these two friends. One friend, say, we'll call them Jim and Jack. Jim is the one voting Democrat, and Jack is the one voting Republican. Jim gets incredibly pissed at Jack because he's not voting for the same guy. Oh, why are you voting for that guy? I thought we were friends. Well, yeah, we are friends. Well, if you don't share my beliefs, we can't be friends. Now, I know that's a little bit extreme, but there are people out there like that. Case in point, I had we'll call it a Facebook encounter with a friend, and I have not seen this friend personally for a good many years. I want to say at least 6 to 8 years. That's a guess. Now, time span doesn't matter. But I have not seen this person personally for a good number of years. And because my opinion was different than hers, well, I get a message saying that she's no longer on my friends list, and if my information is right, she deleted her entire Facebook profile. Now, to me, that seems a little bit extreme just because of a difference in opinion. Now, that may not be the entire case. There might have been something else that she didn't like, or, who knows? Maybe she caught a virus, her computer crashed, and Facebook got deleted. You never really know, but I'm going to assume that it was because of difference in opinion. Because being an election day, people freak out, basically, that their candidate is winning or their candidate is losing. Yeah, I'm no different. When I saw certain states, I was kind of upset, because I thought people were, the phrase I used was smarter than that, but that's not my point. My point is that political decisions, such as a vote, can divide people where it really shouldn't. And we as a country, people in general, get so incredibly defensive. Why are you voting this person? Why aren't you voting this person? They just, jump down your throat. I'm voting for this guy. And some people are better at it than others. Well, who are you voting for? Well, I'm voting for this guy. Well, why do you want to vote for him? What do you think he's done, or what do you think he's going to do? And then, some people can be very polite about it. However, not everyone is that way. In fact, I've found out that at least 80% of the population, if your vote is different from theirs, they will more than likely jump down your throat about it. They want you to vote for the same person that they're voting for just because they want them to win so badly. And it really should not be that way. We are a nation of tolerance. So why can't we tolerate each other? If we can't tolerate each other, how are we supposed to tolerate other countries and immigrants coming into our country? We're supposed to be a nation of tolerance, a nation of respect. The nation was founded so these people could practice their own, their freedom of religion. They wanted to, start a church or worship a certain way. That's why this country was founded. But we are quickly and very quickly losing that tolerance. If we can't tolerate each other as neighbors, how are we supposed to tolerate the rest of the world? I don't understand this. Just because I voted for a different guy than you did doesn't mean you have to hate me for the rest of my life. It really saddens me to see that we are so divided as a nation. And, some people will say that, race doesn't play a part. Well, yes and no. Race doesn't play a part for everybody, but for some people, race is the only part. Now, I do know that some people voted for Obama originally only because he was black or because he's black. Now, to me, that is not a legitimate reason to vote for a person. I'm going to vote for him because he's black. Well, that's almost as bad, and it's just as bad, actually, as me saying that I'm going to vote for this guy because he's white. Well, if a black man says, I'm going to vote for this guy because he's black, we can't call him a racist. But me as a white man, if I say I'm going to vote for this guy just because he's white, ooh, that is completely and totally racist. Well, that's on a totally another topic. I'm going to kind of go off on a tangent here, and that's about the race thing. People put too much store in race. Okay, Obama is a black man. And this year it was Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney is a white man. Well, to be honest, the color of one's skin says nothing about the brain underneath and the heart behind, or the heart inside. The color of your skin says nothing to do with what kind of person you are. And I say that honestly. And yeah, I have had black friends in the past, and not a whole lot, but it's just the area that I live in. We're primarily a Caucasian area, and there's nothing wrong with that. We just don't have a lot of black people around. I work with several black people. I have worked with Muslim people and African people and just people of many different races. I've worked with Asians, Laotians, Caucasians. It doesn't matter. Race to me means nothing. Granted, okay, if you come over here, if you're an immigrant from another country, and I've said it before, my main stipulation, and that I know I can't enforce it, but it would be preferable that you learn just enough English to get by. when most people do. Some have, struggle with it, with their accent because it's not their first language, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's okay. But getting back on point, to vote for someone strictly because of their skin color, I mean, to me, point blank, that is stupid. Just plain stupidity. And it's really sad that there are some people that are that ignorant. And I kind of lost my train of thought there, but it's, oh yes. It saddens me to know that we can be so divided when it comes to opinions. Being a nation of tolerance, we should respect other people's opinions, and if they have a point to make, well, let them make their point. If you disagree, say, I'm sorry, but I disagree with you. However, I respect your point of view. I respect your opinion, because you are right. You have a right to your opinion, and you have a right to voice your opinion. But my opinion should not be shoved down your throat, and vice versa. Your opinion, I'd really appreciate it if you didn't shove it down my throat. If we can get along on those terms, I think we'll be fine. But we as a nation, we as a people, have a lot to learn about tolerance. We say we're a nation of tolerance, when really, yeah, we're a nation of limited tolerance. We'll tolerate you as long as you're... I'm going to use a metaphor here. I'll tolerate you as my neighbor as long as your leaves don't blow into my yard. Okay? I'll tolerate your religion as long as you don't practice it where I can see you. I'll tolerate your sexual preference as long as you stay out of my neighborhood. Well, granted, yes, I have my morals, I have my beliefs, and yeah, I've been kind of opinionated about things like that in the past. Me, as one of my morals is I do not believe that gay marriage is okay, and I've been outspoken about that before, and this is no different. I am outspoken about that, and I will remain so because I believe it is wrong, and that is my personal opinion. However, if I found out that one of my neighbors was gay, and I met them, and they seemed nice, I would respect them as a person, I have to correct myself. And the reason I correct myself is because I kind of spit that out wrong. I would respect them as a person, I would treat them as a person, and if they're nice enough, we hang out, and, it's cool, we become friends, that's as far as it would go. We're friends, I respect you as a person. That doesn't mean I have to like your choice of life. It doesn't mean I have to like the life you've chosen to live. Now, there are some people, and I'm going to use gay marriage as an example. There are some people who, we'll call them the protesters. They are so outspoken about it that they're the ones who will take their signs, and if you say you don't agree with it, they'll smack you in the face. They'll hit you with their signs. Then there are the other ones who, yeah, they want what they want, but they're going to live quietly about it. Now, I think that the type of people that they are, it also has a lot to do with politics. And I find that liberals are more, we'll call it open about it. They're more open. They're the ones who are going to take the bullhorn and go picket somewhere, but the conservative ones, they're the ones who are going to live their life quietly, get by day. Yeah, they might sign some petitions here and there, but for the most part, they're going to know that the protesting with the signs really isn't going to do any good. They're the ones who will wait until election day and vote for how they believe they should vote. But getting back on my main point is that I don't understand why as a nation we are so damn divided when it comes to our political parties. Republican, Democrat, Independent, Libertarian, whatever the case may be. I guess my overall point is vote for the person because of who they are. You know, because of their beliefs, because of their morals. You know, skin color should have nothing to do with it. What type of religion they are should have nothing to do with it. We are a nation of tolerance. If someone wants to be a Muslim, that's okay here. Someone is Christian, someone is Catholic, Lutheran, Buddhist, whatever, you know. We are supposed to be tolerant of each other. And I know if some of you have seen my Facebook, yeah, it may not always seem like that. And there again, room to grow, room to change. So, but anyway, that is my hope for the future, that people can just get along. You know, if I'm Republican, you're Democrat, let's leave it out of our friendship. You know, you vote how you vote, I'll vote how I vote. Afterward, we can talk about it. Who'd you vote for? Well, I voted for this guy. Okay, what do you like about him? What don't you like about him? Vice versa. I voted this guy, he's Republican. What do you like about him? What don't you like about him? What do you think we can do better? Pleasant, polite discussion is so much better than in your face, you know, news media, you know, all this stuff that really isn't necessary. I don't understand it. Anyway. Well, anyway, I think I have rambled on enough, and the main reason for that is probably because I'm tired. I've been up for, well, quite a while, so, but it is almost 1 a.m. where I live. I have to be up early tomorrow, so I will talk to the world next time.
Who's watching? Tell me who's watching? Who's watching me?